Yes, I'm afraid it's true, and I'm really sorry. After 13 years of making wheeler dealers, I'm now.
He was the towering, soft-spoken genius who made fixing cars feel like magic. For over a decade, Edd China was the heart of wheeler dealers, until one day he vanished. No warning, no farewell, just gone. Fans were stunned. Why would someone walk away from global fame at its peak? What really happened behind those garage doors? And when they finally opened Edd China's secret workshop, what they found left everyone speechless. Buckle up, because this isn't just a story about cars. It's about walking away to build something no one saw coming. The concept was simple: restore classic cars, walk the audience through the process, and make it entertaining. Mike Brewer, a car industry insider with a flair for negotiation, took charge of finding and buying undervalued vehicles. He was the hustler, the price cutter, the high-energy wheeler and dealer. Edd China, by contrast, was the quiet engineer, towering at 6 feet 7 inches, with a mind that functioned like a mechanical blueprint. He brought calm, clarity, and brilliant explanations into millions of homes. Together, they weren't just hosts. They were a phenomenon. Wheeler Dealers was more than entertainment. It was education. The audience didn't just see transformations, they learned them. From turbocharger diagnostics to welding tutorials, Edd's workshop was like a masterclass for anyone who ever dreamed of turning a wrench. For years, the show thrived on this balance of flash and finesse. But behind the camera, the pressures of success were starting to build. When the show moved production from the UK to the United States in 2013, everything changed. The transition wasn't just logistical, it was cultural. With bigger budgets came more interference. Producers began pushing for shorter repair segments and faster pacing. The essence of what made Wheeler Dealers great, Edd's deep mechanical insight, was slowly being trimmed down. To some in the TV world, it was standard practice. But to Edd China, it was a slow dismantling of everything he believed in. He wasn't just a mechanic, he was a teacher, a problem solver, someone who respected the intelligence of his viewers. So when the network, Velocity, soon rebranded as Motor Trend, proposed cutting more garage time and outsourcing key repairs, Edd reached his breaking point. He made a decision that shocked everyone. He didn't argue, he didn't protest, he simply turned on a camera in his workshop, stared into the lens, and told the world he was leaving. Calmly, firmly, without drama. That YouTube video spread like wildfire. Fans were stunned, but almost all of them supported his decision. They praised his integrity and thanked him for refusing to compromise. But with that honesty came fallout. While Edd chose the quiet dignity of departure, Mike Brewer, still at the helm of the show, faced intense backlash. Accusations began flying online. Was Mike responsible? Did he push Edd out? Message boards lit up, and social media turned hostile? Things escalated quickly and dangerously. Mike later revealed in an emotional interview that he and his family had been receiving threats. His daughter was harassed. His wife was terrified. Police had to step in. "Someone said they were going to kill me," Mike admitted. It was a heartbreaking twist. What began as a creative disagreement had mutated into a public storm. Edd never addressed the attacks. He stayed silent, focused, detached from the noise. And then, for nearly a full year, he vanished. No new projects, no appearances, no updates. For someone once so visible in the automotive world, Edd's silence was almost eerie. Fans began to wonder, had he burned out? Was he done with TV for good? The truth was more complex. During that time away, Edd retreated into his own private garage. He wasn't resting, he was recharging, solving problems for the sake of solving them, sketching ideas, revisiting old inventions, prototyping new ones. this wasn't sabbatical. It was rebirth. Some insiders whispered that he was working on electric vehicle conversions. Others claimed he was building strange new machines. But nobody really knew. And then, without any hype or announcements, a new thumbnail appeared on YouTube in 2018. It was called Garage Revival. The premise? Simple. Edd traveled across the UK helping everyday car enthusiasts finish their stalled restoration projects. Each episode was grounded, heartfelt, and deeply mechanical. He wasn't there to entertain, he was there to help, to teach, to revive not just the cars, but the people behind them. The response was instant. The comment sections lit up with nostalgia and gratitude. This is the Edd we missed. Better than wheeler dealers. He had found his audience again, and more importantly, he had found his purpose. Garage Revival marked a turning point, but it was only the beginning. In 2021, Edd launched a more ambitious and personal series on YouTube, Edd China's Workshop Diaries. This wasn't just a show, it was a philosophy. No scripts, no producers. Just Edd, his tools, and a vision for the future of engineering. Episodes ranged from electric conversions of classic cars to deep dives into old-school repairs. He didn't gloss over mistakes. He showed the struggle, the thought process, the failures, and the victories. From retrofitting an old Mini Cooper with an EV drivetrain to breaking down how suspension geometry works. This was pure Edd China. The tone was thoughtful and intimate. Viewers weren't just being talked to, they were being mentored. The show grew into a vibrant community of engineers, hobbyists, mechanics, and dreamers. People weren't watching just for cars, they were watching for craft. And inside Edd's garage, wonders and risks. During a rare private tour, fans glimpsed not just the infamous street-legal sofa and motorized bathroom, but something darker. In a back corner sat a scorched prototype, a self-steering bar stool powered by gyroscopic stabilization. It had caught fire. Wires melted. The battery housing was blackened. It looked like a mad science experiment that nearly exploded. But that's the brilliance and the mystery of Edd China. He's not driven by fame, deadlines, or applause. He's driven by curiosity. A relentless builder with a mind that never shuts off. His garage isn't just a workspace, it's a laboratory. For every street-legal sofa or motorized bathroom that turns heads, there's a scorched prototype or half-finished idea lurking in the shadows. He's not afraid to fail, because failure is part of innovation. Whether it dazzles or crashes and burns, he keeps moving, keeps building. That's who Edd is, and why fans never really let him go. Meanwhile, over on television, Mike Brewer kept the wheeler dealer's engine running. New faces joined the bench. Ant Anstead, with his polished charm, and later Mark Elvis Priestley, with his motorsport credentials and easy likability. The show remained polished. The format held. But for many longtime viewers, something felt off. The magic was dimmed. Where Edd had slowed things down to teach, others sped up to perform. The methodical became mechanical. The workshop became a set. And as wheeler dealers evolved, so did the speculation. In YouTube, comments, car forums, and fan blogs, the same question kept resurfacing. Will Edd and Mike ever reunite? Could they ever put the past behind them? Not for ratings, not for headlines, but for one final build, one shared project, one chance to show the world the bond that made them legends. Neither man has said much. No interviews, no posts, just silence. But maybe, just maybe, that silence isn't the end. Maybe it's the calm before the comeback. And somewhere out there, a dusty garage door waits to open one last time. So if this story sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes, the best endings aren't written yet. They're waiting in the garage, under a dusty tarp, ready to roar back to life. Thanks for watching.